Today, on the Weekend Hangover, we discuss the new 2022 Harley Davidsons due to be released. I'm especially excited about the new lowrider touring model because I have put a down payment on a new one. So here are some clips of the show with riding in the Ozarks, and we hope you enjoy.
All right, so this road glide in the back is what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that I sent that picture to someone today, and they said yes, that is what they believe is going to be the ST model of the Road Glide.
Right.
You can see it's got more of a solo-looking seat, like a step-up seat. It's got the shorter fenders. So,
well, that was the one you said that this wasn't.
well, that one has a wraparound fender.
Right.
So that's
but
different.
it has the shorter bags and everything else. It just has that wraparound front fender on it.
Right. And when you say shorter bags, you're talking about the non-extended bags, right?
Right. Well, no, these look like the performance bags that everybody's been doing to them.
Do you have that photo I sent you of the bars on the new Lowrider ST?
Yes.
Because you can see cruise control on it.
Yep.
Yes.
We already noticed that.
Yeah, there's a cruise control. Now, those bar setup on that one is different than what the Lowrider S standard is going to look like.
Well, I'll automatically change mine to the Kraus T-bars with the T-Rex pullback. I mean, that'll automatically be changed right out the gate.
Right, but these are still, I mean, it's a whole different gauge. This is like the Street Bob setup, and you can see the cruise control button if you zoom in on that photo. And I read this description with Firecracker earlier, and it looks to me like from reading it, it says it replaces the inner fairing. So it doesn't say it replaces the stock audio system. So I'm thinking the Lowrider ST is not going to come with audio factory. It's going to have just a plain inner fairing. And if you want speakers, you know, there's this $1,000 option from Rockford Fosgate. I'm sure there's going to be other options from other manufacturers,
which is okay because that allows you to customize it to what you want to do. You don't have to stick to one product. It's going
right. And for all those people that wear a helmet and Bluetooth and have communicators and they don't care about stereo systems, they don't have to buy it.
This is where I'm getting to with why I'm so excited for Harley doing this, because people have to realize when they build a bike, they got to build a bike that fits a lot of people. And that's hard to do because everybody's so different. That is very hard to do. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the collar that she wants too. This put a down payment on the bike that at the time may or may not existed, and told him what collar she wanted, and it just happens to be this right here.
Well, and one of the things that I noticed from the pictures is someone was saying they thought they may have the what's it called? The clamshell bags, that there was a possibility of that.
Yeah, and that's what that is there.
That's what that is.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That's the clamshell. That's what's on the Sport Glide, and they call that a clamshell bag.
Well, I got to look, and this picture is probably the Road Glide. The back of the Road Glide.
Yeah, see where the rear turn signals are?
See, I was hoping they would have put the other bags on it rather than the clamshell because I'm afraid I'll break them trying to stuff a bunch of shit in it.
Basically, she's afraid she'll break them trying to stuff her shoes in them.
That was the first thing I thought of when I seen those.
Well, you know, they are at least glossy painted to match. They started that last year on the Sport Glide bags. What I heard today was black with brass trim or gray with brass trim. They're the only two colors that are going to be available.
Which is fine. You know why? Most of the people that's going to buy these bikes is going to change stuff like that anyways.
You can always paint. I mean, you might, if you had a really fancy custom paint job like the Arctic Blast, you might not want to paint over a limited paint set, but you know, any other bike, you can take it somewhere, take the tins off and have them custom painted. One thing I thought was interesting, if you throw that picture back up, see the bar across the top of the frame there underneath the fairing. Now, I haven't seen that in any other pictures yet. Kind of like what we used to call a mustache bar. It's definitely not for highway pegs. It's to protect the fairing if the bike gets dropped or something else. But I've not seen that in any other pictures till today.
The only thing it's missing, they had a cowling come down in front of the frame
right there.
Like the road CV, like the Road Glide CVOs had a few years ago.
Yeah, if they had that right there. Not saying this looks bad. I'm just saying it would look more complete with just that little detail right there.
There's another photo that's been going around today. It's been sent to me 2 or 3 times now. And it's a screenshot, or somebody took a picture with their phone of like a video they were watching on a monitor. And you can see like the time stamp kind of in the bottom. It's a guy riding this bike, and it's kind of an orange and black, dark looking photo. Have you seen that one today?
No.
All right. Let's see if I can share a screen.
I don't know, but every time you call me, you get her all excited. just let Firecracker know.
So I'll zoom in a little bit, make it a little bigger. But this has been going around today. It got sent to me 2 or 3 times today. I appreciate you, everybody that sent it, though. But I can't see that bar in this one.
No, that looks like that's like something like she runs right now.
So
yeah, that kind of looks like my fairing now. Similar, anyways.
It's also the same place that very, very first photo came out, where the Lowrider S was sitting on a center scissor jack stand. Remember that one?
Yeah. Yep.
This came from the same place.
Uh-huh.
That photo, I actually traced it back. I didn't put it on a video because I didn't want to get them in trouble, but it came out back in September. I didn't get it till 2 weeks later, but as far as I can tell, I found the original poster of the video of that file.
When was it that we heard about this? Back in
We heard
July?
probably July that this bike was a possibility.
Yeah.
It was hinted around, and so when it came out, I kind of assumed that it would be some of the features that we thought would be a good fit for me, and that's why I went ahead and put down that down payment.
That's why we're kind of dragging our feet.
Yeah, I had, and to We Ride's question, I have not heard anything yet about a limited run or how many years they'll make this. I do think that if they have the standard, the special, the ST, and the CVO of Street Glides, that's 4 different trim option sets for the Street Glide. That might be a little much, but I could see them doing the special this year. And if this ST goes over well, maybe next year you don't have the standard, you have the special, the ST, and the CVO or something.
Well, what people have to realize too is when it comes to the lowrider, for the last 2 years, people have been paying over MSRP pricing to get these bikes. It hasn't been a problem of Harley selling these bikes.
Yeah, I get those comments all the time. Harley's too expensive. They need to drop the price. And I'm like, why? Well, they need to compete with Indian. I'm like, why? Why do they need to undercut Indian if they're selling every bike they produce? And, I had somebody post today that's why there were so many 2021 models left on the floor last year, is because they're too expensive. But every comment I had up until then said, nobody's got any in stock, and the dealers are selling them over MSRP because they can get away with it because the inventory's too low.
Yep.
So which one is it? But the fact is,
Does anybody want my bike?
Well, the thing is, it's not that. It's they can't sell it. It's what I've heard, and I've talked to some dealerships, is they can basically name their price because the stock's not there. And if you don't buy it, you don't buy it. Big whoop. They know somebody else will buy it.
And that's why I said, why should Harley Davidson cut their price to compete with Indian if they can sell you every bike they can produce? Well, that would be a terrible business model.
I know.
Have you seen the last teaser Harley came out with that shows the digital gauge for the Lowrider S?
Yeah.
So there's a little bar and shield emblem in there all by itself. And I wonder if they're going to use that for the tank on the baggers. Here, Drew, you want to pull that screen up I got in there?
Yep. Let's see.
So this is what we think the Lowrider S's stock gauge is going to look like.
So it's kind of like the Sportster S style they went to.
Well, not exactly, because that's actually all digital and has Bluetooth. I see nothing in this that indicates it has any kind of GPS or navigation or music functionality or phone call. I do see an ABS light. Somebody said that was the same gauge that used to be on the FXDR.
Okay.
114.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but so in the description on the spec sheet, it calls it a digital and analog, which of course you can see the needle there for the tack.